Does anybody have any shout outs they want to make? I know I have two. Brittany Harkins. Hold on one second. So sorry. Brittany Harkins. Gonna be Emerald on Thursday. I'm so excited. And I don't think we had a call last week. Brooke and Morgan held it down for Power Hour. But thank you guys so much for always just stepping up and just helping out. Erin Morley, oh my goodness gracious. She's officially an Emerald coach. Huge deal. Brand new coach. So proud. What's up, Morgan?
Hi.
Hi.
I don't think she's on, but Rachel, she started coaching just at the end of July, and she's going to be Emerald on Thursday.
Amazing. I saw that. That happened quick.
Yeah.
Nice. Congrats. Anybody else? I guess the only other thing I want to say is, like, if you're in the Diamond Dash, I know it's a lot, but this week is, like, so important. Like, you already know my story. You already know how, you know, I invite coaches to the opportunity. Like, by the way, if you missed the video, I did it last Monday. I did a live video and all about how to invite to the coaching opportunity, basically all the different ways. But you know Siobhan's top tips, you know her leader's top tips. Our week you already kind of knew, but please, the next 2 weeks are huge in there. Morgan is so amazing. She's in the Millions Club, and there's a reason why. So, like, her organization and, like, knowledge about the business, I feel like we all need to tune into. So definitely make it a priority part of your, like, to-do list for the next week. Check into that group because she's very, like, obviously organized. She tells you what time the call's at and everything. And then Pat is next and last. Pat Reelman is, like, the only, like, coach that I don't really follow a lot of coaches because I don't like to compare and feel bad for myself and all that stuff. But Pat is, the way he runs his business, it's, like, slow. It took him a long time he's in the Millions Club. I think I said that already. It's, like, slow and steady. And that's what I want. He's not hitting crazy number. He kind of reminds me of, like, a littler, like, version of Keith. So, he's also going to be talking a lot about, like, volume and how to make money, like how to actually make money. So if you kind of were, like, checked out of the group or whatever because, like, it's summer and all that, I would not be checked out the next couple of weeks. Also, like, I'm starting to, this is it after this, I promise. I'm starting to, like, I don't want to end this group with a couple of rank advancements. You know, like, I don't want to be the one coach that, especially the one that created this group, and, like, me have, like, the least amount of rank advancements. I really think that this is a huge opportunity for you guys to actually push. It's a diamond push. So if you guys need help, reach out and let me or your coach know. Because, like, this is a huge opportunity. I'm here for you. Whatever you guys need, like, let me know. But again, like, it's up to you. If you wanted to fill those bubbles to become a diamond coach, you can. You know, it's crazy and it's wild to just know that we are the only ones holding ourselves back. You know what I mean? Self-sabotage and all that. Like, we are the only ones that can make it happen. And, like, you're here. I know you want it. Why throw this opportunity away? Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Freaking Courtney Wallick! I am so excited. Thank you so much for saying that, Courtney. So Courtney, she started with me a year ago. think that you had to wait, like you were waiting 6 months, so you signed up as your husband, with your husband. But anyway, this is all about the call, like start and stop coach. She basically starts, like was all in, kind of out, all in, kind of out. And she went all in since March. And it was so great to watch her find what makes her happy to talk about, you know, because sometimes it takes a little while to be like, this is it. This is why I joined, and this is how I want to help people. My huge thing is the coaching opportunity. Like I don't know if I would be here if I was working 19-hour days, truth. So this is huge for me. I want to give that back. Siobhan, to be mindset, that's huge. I don't know, like she doesn't know if she would be here or how her marriage would be or whatever it is if it wasn't for that. And Courtney is nutrition, and something about her, like ever since she started like going all in, and even honestly before that, which kind of made me sad. I'm so glad that like you've realized this. She's always, the second our first call, like this girl's like a leader. She doesn't need to be a diamond. She's a leader. Look at her. Just something about her. I just believe what she has to say. She's just very, like, I don't know. You'll see when you guys hear her in a second. But I just know, and I knew the second we had a conversation. She's a leader, and she's going to go very far with this business, and I have no doubt that she's going to go to the top. Her confidence is like through the roof, and I need to hear confidence to believe what you're having. Just whatever you're saying, you need to be confident about it, or I'm not going to believe you. And so I believe everything that Courtney says, and that's like a big deal. I'm guessing it's not just me. So which is the reason why, you know, you're a success starter, and because you'll tell this story how you signed up and all that. But and she's, you know, been hitting Success Club, and she's very close to Diamond, and like I know that she's gonna quickly, right as soon as she gets Diamond, already has a plan to get her husband a Diamond. A leader, you know, leaders think like that. So anyway, Courtney's gonna start off with her story and then just talk about all the things. Courtney, thank you so much for doing this. I literally asked her to do this today.
Yeah, I puked a little in my mouth, but that's okay. Okay, so I was trying to make it to active speaker because I want it to be me that I look at, honestly, but I can't see myself. Anyways.
Wait. You should try to figure that out, because somebody did that the other day on a call, and I said it made a big difference. So I just made you the big speaker. Does everybody else see her as a big speaker? No. Huh. Does anybody know how to?
So it's up on the top right-hand corner of Zoom. I don't know if you heard me. It's up in the top right-hand corner. It says speaker view.
Speaker view. Ashley, you're speaking tonight?
I know. I was like, I see Ashley.
Okay. I think that we got it.
Okay.
So I think they were good. Go ahead, girlfriend.
All right. So I'm just going to start with like my whole story started from whenever I was a kid. And I'm going to preface by saying, whenever I get nervous, I talk really fast. So if I go too fast, just be like, yo, calm down, okay? So even starting in second grade, I started gaining weight. I was always the chubby friend. I always considered myself the ugly friend. And when I was a freshman in high school, my first high school boyfriend was so ashamed to like even be seen with me that he asked me to take off my glasses whenever I would walk with him around. I dumped him pretty quickly, but that didn't really do a whole lot for my self-esteem. And I just kind of like thought I was always going to be this way. Well, whenever Christmas happened, sophomore year of high school, my parents bought me this game, Just Dance 3. And I fell so in love with that game, I could probably still do all of the dances to this day. And I took that game and I ran with it. I danced in my room for 6 months whenever I got home from school. And like you had this option to see how many calories you burn, or kcals is whatever it was called. And I would burn 7,000 a day. That was my non-negotiable. And I did it. And I lost 15 pounds in those 6 months. And I went from 150 to like 135. And just the 6 months that I was doing Just Dance. And I was like, okay, I like this a lot. I was gaining some confidence. You know, I was a high schooler, so I was doing what high schoolers did. Then I, for some reason, decided that, hey, cross country sounds like it's going to be really fun. And so I went and I did cross country with one of my friends, and I lost even more weight. And I loved the group aspect of cross country and having a goal and achieving it. You know, like I was one of the only females that got to go to regionals because I worked my ass off to be a part of that team and to get there. And I was so scared whenever I was at regionals that I cried and I told my coach I wasn't going to do it. And he was like, yes, you are. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I ran and I beat my time. And it was like the best thing ever. So then college happened, and I tried to continue to keep my running habit, but I just ultimately couldn't because I was taking like 18 credits a semester, on top of visiting my boyfriend because Kurt was in the military and he lived 2.5 hours away from me. And every single weekend, I would pack up my school supplies, pack a bag, and I would go see him and stay with him until Sunday or Monday. And then I would come home and do it all over again for 2 years, on top of doing 18 credits a semester and doing summer classes. I stopped working out. I stopped running. But during college, one of my friends was like, I have this DVD set that we could try. And I was like, a DVD set of workouts? What is that? And so I was like, yeah, why not try it? So she brought the DVD over to my house, and we pressed play on day one of Insanity. I had absolutely no idea what Beachbody was, but I can still remember that little logo at the beginning where it goes like, da-da-da, Beachbody. I still remember that in my head. And I was like, all right, let's do this. And well, we all know how Insanity goes. That workout's hard as hell. But ultimately, I couldn't keep up with that routine either because school was too hard and whatever, like all the excuses. Well, I graduated from college and I moved down to Fayetteville to be with Kurt. We got married while I was in nursing school. We actually eloped. And so I moved down there to Fayetteville, and I got my first job. And I remember before that, I was down there for 2 months with no job, waiting on my first job to start, and we were just living on Kurt's income. And if you know anything about the Army, specialists in the Army don't make shit. So we were broke. Hopefully you don't hear my dogs. And I remember we would seriously be like, okay, are we gonna pay the car payment this month or are we gonna eat? You know, so I know how it feels to be fucking broke. But then Kurt got out of the service in December of 2016, and we moved back home and we moved in with my parents. Sorry, I was listening to my dogs. I moved in with my parents, and so we lived in a double wide with my parents, and it was me, both my parents, my husband, and my sister, and all of our dogs. You guys know I have a lot of dogs. Well, I was starting to get pretty depressed. I was waiting on our house to be built. Me and Kurt were both gaining weight, and I had gained 40 pounds in 10 months. I went from weighing like 130 to 120 to 165. That was my heaviest weight that I had gotten to, and I was miserable, you guys. My self-esteem went downhill, and it hurt because whenever Kurt met me, I was slim and I was confident, and he told me, you know, I really fell in love with your confidence because not a lot of women have confidence, but you did. And so I was just thinking, I'm ugly and my husband doesn't want to touch me. And so everything stopped. We were fighting all the time, and we felt more like roommates than we did lovers. Intimacy was way down, and I wouldn't even let Kurt look at me. I mean, lights were off, if you know what I mean, like nothing. And it just got to the point to where I was so broken, and I had exhausted all of the external factors. And I thought, well, maybe if I divorced Kurt, then I would be happier, because nothing was making me happy. I moved into my home and I thought I would be happy, and nothing made me happy. So I texted Kurt one night while he was at work. I know, the most pathetic thing you could do. And I asked him for a divorce. And he came home that night, and he got written up at work, and he came home that night, and he was like, I was bawling in bed. If I get emotional, I'm sorry. I was just crying, and he was like, I don't know what to fucking do anymore. If you want a divorce, fine, because I can't help you anymore. I don't know what to do. And I didn't, like, I knew deep down that I would hate myself more if I lost him. So I did the only thing that I knew that I could do. And I dusted off that old DVD set of Insanity, and I pressed play. And since then, I haven't stopped pressing play. So thank you. While doing Insanity, I remember following a lot of the cast members that were in Insanity, including this woman named Tanya. And she had just built her dream home, and she was doing really good. And she was talking about this program called 80-Day Obsession. And I was really motivated by the money, and really motivated by the fact that, you know, I wanted to lose even more weight, and I wanted to be better. And so in January of 2018, I signed up to be a coach with Tanya with the 80-Day Obsession Challenge Pack, and I started my coaching journey. And because 80-Day Obsession came with a meal plan, I followed it, not to a T, but I followed it a little bit better than eating McDonald's every single day. And I lost 15 pounds in those 80 days. And girl, I mean, I felt good. I mean, I was wearing the sexy lingerie. I was taking pictures. I was shaving my legs again. I was doing all of the things. I felt so damn good about myself. It was like my husband and I were better, and life was just going well. Coaching, on the other hand, wasn't as successful. I would look at the stuff, I would do the trainings, I would hop on a team call or two, and I'd be like, nah, you know what, that looks too easy. Let me try to make it more hard. Let me make it more difficult. And I did that for a long time. And I decided that Tanya really wasn't for me. And I remember, you remember the challenge group app that we would have? Well, I would have a challenge group app. I would add my girls to it. It'd be a couple of days, and I would ghost them. I'd be like, all right, guys, peace out. And I would also, I got really lazy with my challenge group posts and posting in general. It was to the point to where I was posting the pre-made Beachbody posts that they had in the training. If you do that, I recommend stopping doing that, because it's obvious that you're not there. It's obvious that somebody else wrote that. And I ultimately gave up because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And so in July of 2019, I had been following Haley for quite some time, and I was like obsessed with her. I mean, first of all, I would talk to my husband about her. They're like, look at her. She's so pretty. She's so sexy. I'm serious, Haley. I was like obsessed with you. And so I finally messaged her, and I was like, look, I'm still a coach on someone's team, but I want to be on your team. Like, your vibe was so genuine, and you just seemed like such a good and happy and wholesome person. And I was like, I need to be a part of this girl's life. I don't know how, but I'm be a part of this girl's life. And so I signed up under my husband's account on July 19th of 2019. And I hit the ground running. You know, I hit Success Club in the first 3 months of my business on under Haley. And I got my Success, my free trip to Summit for Kurt's account, but I was kind of discouraged because, you know, Kurt going to Summit, not me, that would be a little awkward. So I canceled my account with Tanya, and I signed up 6 months later under my account under my husband. But around October of 2019, I ended up falling off again. And, you know, I can tell you all the excuses that, you know, it's the holidays. People don't want to sign up during the holidays. I was too busy, blah, blah, blah. I don't have kids. I'm not busy. I was being lazy. And one of the things that really bothered me was I was gaining the weight back, and I didn't understand it. I brushed it off as it being a part of the holiday 10 pounds that you usually gain, but I wasn't losing it. And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I was not paying attention to my nutrition at all, but what was I doing wrong? So in January, whenever I was not losing the weight, and I was actually doubling up on workouts, I was doing Lift 4 and Morning Meltdown 100 at the same time. And if you know those two programs together is hard. And I was burning a lot of calories and I was still not losing the weight. So I had to do something. I had to dive deep into myself and figure out what the hell was going on, because I was losing confidence in myself and losing confidence in my business, because how am I going to encourage you to lose weight and get healthy if I am gaining the weight back? So I dove deep into my nutrition. I learned a lot about it. I started a certification program for my nutrition, and I decided in March, whenever I re-signed up under my account, I was gonna fix my nutrition. And then in April, I did a sugar detox for 3 weeks and I lost 10 pounds, just like that. And I have been able to keep it off ever since. And along with my nutrition education and along with being able to create meal plans for my clients and my coaches, I have developed this love to educate on overall health and nutrition. Before I dove deep into the nutrition, I was just like, here's a challenge group, you should be a part of it. And then I wouldn't exactly know how to help my clients or my coaches any other way. I just feel like, follow the workout program, like, what are you doing wrong? And it wasn't until I understood it myself that, hey, you got to pay attention to your food too, and you got to help these people with this food. And so that's whenever the confidence started building in my business. And that's whenever I started actually recruiting people that would stick with me. I know in the last 2 years of my business, before I became who I am now, I know that I lost a lot of respect and a lot of trust in my old clients and my old coaches. Even some of them were good friends of mine. And if I reach out to them and talk to them today, they're like, I want to be a part of your team. And that's because of me starting and stopping so much back in my first 2 years of coaching. So it's when you find that passion, and it doesn't have to be nutrition. It can be the coaching opportunity. It can be falling in love with the workouts to help with anxiety. It can be working on your mindset. It can be anything. You dive deep into that. You learn everything you can about it, and you become confident. You become the expert in your field. And because I'm a nurse, I love to help with overall health. One of my biggest goals is to put a huge dent in the obesity epidemic that is America right now, and the diabetes epidemic that is America right now. I want to stop that. I want people to know my name, and I want them to be like, yeah, she's actually fixing type 2 diabetes, So, and I'm going to do that with my team, and I'm going to do that with all of you guys too. So whenever I dove into my nutrition and I started learning about that, that is when my business took over. I mean, in March, I signed up so many women that are still with me today. And if I were the same person I was a year ago, they wouldn't be with me anymore. Since becoming, where's my thing? Since being who I am now, I have never been able to connect with my clients and my coaches like I do now. I host weekly calls with my group every Sunday, and we talk. And there's even one girl on my team that joined me in July, who's one of my working coaches, who I didn't know this girl. I commented on one of her photos and I said, I love how you do your makeup. And she messaged me and was like, I need help with weight loss. And I was like, hey, let's chat. And so she signed up with me in July. She lost 10 pounds in her first 21 days. And she is still with me strong. And I have girls that have been with me since March that have lost 10 and 20 and 30 pounds. And I know that it's because of how I am showing up in my group every single day, being consistent with my posting, being consistent with helping people and keeping my word. I am now this trustworthy coach versus back then where I would skip out and never show up again. And they can tell, and that's why I still have the people that I have. So in May, I hit Success Club 13. And I had never hit Success Club 10 before. I know, I was so excited. And then in June, feels a little bit tougher, but I still hit Success Club 5. And then in July, I hit Success Club 10 again. And I got my Success Club starter status. And I got my free ticket to Summit. So now my husband and I can both go to Summit for free. And I get to be a part of the pilot test group for 9 Week Control Freak. And I'm so excited about that because 80-Day Obsession is the program that changed my life. And the fact that I get to work with Autumn again is incredible. So that is what I have to say about that. Yeah, that's my story.
Crushed it. Crushed it.
Thanks. I have, the couple of tips that I was talking about, if you want me to talk about the tips.
Whatever
About-
you think, it's just no pressure.
Yeah. Something, so I have something. One of the things that really helped me with my confidence is when taking the personal out of the word no. A lot of times as new coaches, me included, whenever we would hear the word no, we would assume that we will always hear the word no, that we will never be successful, and that no one will want to sign up with us. But when in reality, these people are not saying no to you, they're saying no to themselves. They are scared to commit to something that is so challenging at first. They're scared to change their lifestyles. Sometimes money is a factor. Now is not a good time, but don't leave them hanging in the dust, because there's a girl that I did pester for 2 years who signed up with me in March, and she's been with me now since then. So just think about this. Whenever you're walking down Walmart and you have the people that are there at Walmart in the electronics aisle, and they're like, hey, do you want our internet? And you walk by and you're like, no. Do they take that personal? No, they don't. They ask the person that's directly behind you. They're going to continue to ask their person, because it is their job to sell their internet, just like it is our job to help people with their health and their fitness, to help people fix themselves from the inside out. That is our job as coaches. And if we continue to take the word no seriously, then we're never going to be successful. Never. So just think about it like that, guys. It is never about you. It is always about them. Always. And another thing that I absolutely love to do, and I love to teach my people to do, my clients and my coaches alike, is every single morning, you better have one of these. This is a journal. I'm telling you, write down everything you feel, not just the motivational shit, but the shit that makes you sad. Because if you write it down and you get it on paper, then you're gonna feel better. And then a lot of times, you will find your trigger points as to what causes you to self-sabotage. And then you'll be able to work through that mindset, work on that personal growth, find the book that relates to that, and you'll be able to be successful that way. And something else I write down every single morning, I have 10 goals. I call it the 10 goals that I made happen. I stole it from Rachel Hollis. And I have 10 huge goals that I write down every single morning. I don't miss it, along with I am mantras and 5 things that I'm grateful for every morning, because we practice gratitude, we practice our mantras, and we practice our goals, and we're going to be successful. And something else that I want you to work on is I want you to visualize your life 5 years from now. And a lot of times, like whenever I ask my girls to do this, they're like, but I don't really know what my life is going to look like in 5 years. Well, you remember when you were in high school and you met the love of your life and you saw yourself marrying this person, and you have this beautiful dress on, and you get married and you live in this big house, and you have kids and you have dogs, and your life is perfect, and you can visualize all of that when you still have the butterflies going on in your belly. But whenever it comes to us visualizing our success, we get a mental block. Why is that? Why can we visualize how we can see our lives with our soulmate, but we can't visualize our success? So what I want you to do is I want you to take that mental block down, and I want you to write down, be specific as you can. I want you to write what your success looks like in 5 years. Who are you? Who have you grown through? What does your team look like? What does your house look like? What color flowers are you planting in your front yard? What does 5 years from now look like for you? And I don't want you to be scared of writing your dreams on paper. I want you to write it on the paper, because once you write it down, it's real. Until you write it down, it's just in your head. It's just a thought that's going to float right out. But once it's on paper, then it's real, and you have to do it. And you look at it every single day. And after you have your 5-year goal written down, what I want you to do is the daily activities that it takes to get you there. You know what you have to do. So it's time to do it. All right, I'm done.
Way to crush it.
Thanks, honey.
Like, does anybody have any questions, first of all? I just love watching you just find what makes you happy, because when you find what makes you happy, it doesn't ever sound like you're being salesy or fake or like try to force anything, you know. And because she's so like for real passionate about like helping people with type 2 diabetes type shit, you know that, like, you know that she's putting in the work to find out how to help. Like, you know that you feel it. It's just obvious. So I guess I wanted to say, like, keep going, because it took Courtney a little while to find what really worked for her and what really brought her joy, and try to, like, what made her excited to get up in the morning to help people. Because it took me, and this will change a little bit maybe for you guys. Like, for me, when I was new, I was like, okay, I want to help people just feel confident in their body, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's not like enough. Everybody, so many people out there want to try to do that. Hone in a little bit more. The only way to hone in a little bit more is to grow a little bit more, you know, work on yourself a little bit more. And like Courtney was saying, have a journal, write down what you're struggling with, the good and the bad. And the bad, that's how you figure out how to change and how to make yourself better and everybody else better. So that is so amazing. Again, keep going, and you will find the thing that, you know, excites you, but you won't if you quit, you know, or if you slow down. Like, it took me years to find out I used to just help people feel confident. Now I'm like, after losing Shirley last year, guys, like, oh my God, my whole passion completely changed. I don't care about what your body looks like. I don't care at all. I only care about helping you find your light and, you know, be happy with your like, have your mindset okay. Because if your mindset's not okay, then you're not okay. And that, you can't help anybody if you're not okay. So anyway, it might change. I think it's going to change as you grow. It should. And I'm sure Courtney's is going to continue to change and grow and just become even like bigger. Anyway, it was such a great call. I loved it so much, and your story is so amazing. Do you guys honestly have any questions? Please, like, this is the time. We still have like 15 minutes here. Don't make me think of questions, right?
I know, I'm thinking.
The other day I was on like a question and answer call, and thank God for Siobhan. She was like, I know this question already, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. And I was like, thank God. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I would just say, like, you really wanted to help people with their nutrition and health. What did you do to make that switch?
So I actually practice a high fat, low carb lifestyle. It's similar to 2B. I eat all the vegetables that I want, but I don't eat like any of the carbs, you know. I don't eat fruit every single day like the fiber-filled carbs. I don't really do that. I'll do meat and vegetables and then like just random stuff here and there. So I practice kind of something different, but I ask people whenever they ask me about nutrition, I do recommend 2B or Ultimate Portion Fix, and then I'll say I do this also. So there's 3 different meal plans that you get whenever you join my team. And then I have like a 7-day meal plan that I've created for them to follow for 3 weeks with a 3-week program. That way they get the results that they want.
So I'm saying, like, you basically, like, you know, took control of the situation, looked into it, and was like, how, like, literally, how can I help this group of people? And you honed in on
Yes.
that, and now
Yes.
you're helping those group of people. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, you have to think of who are the people you're trying to help. You know?
Yeah, find your target market.
Yes.
Yes. I definitely try to hone in on people that are looking for healthier options. People that comment on my thing that are like, oh my God, I need help with this, that, and the other. I have type 2 diabetes. I have a free nutrition questionnaire that I actually send to people who I am trying to figure out if they have hormone imbalances or if they have like pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. That way we can talk about that. So that's what I like to do
Love that.
with my nutrition. And again, I want to stress, don't focus on the word no.
Yes.
Don't.
Honestly, okay, I think I said this, whatever, doesn't matter. But when I hear the word no, nowadays, I like, I'm so grateful. They even answered me.
Yeah.
You know, like, so many people can ignore, and most people do. So when they, like, actually have the time, like, they take the time to say no, they're just not right now. You know what I mean? So when people say no, I always say, oh, thank you so much for responding. Like, I really appreciate you actually, you know, taking the time to do that. I'm glad we had this connection. You know, I'm going to continue to follow you. I can't wait to get to know you a little bit more. And if you ever need anything, I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I am grateful for the no's. And they kind of get me a little bit excited. Just because I'm like, no, really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Guys, give me a question. Goddamn.
I know that one of my one of my veteran coaches, but just restarted, is here on the call with us today, Alexis.
Aww. I'm like, I
know.
wonder why, because there you are showing up all the time. Your coaches are going to do what you do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You guys going to make me think of another question. So,
Depression, anxiety,
go ahead.
how can you your target market?
Wait, hold on. Can you read it out loud just because for the recording?
Yeah. It says, so my big thing is depression and anxiety. How could I have that be my target market? So what I would suggest you doing is whenever you post on your stories and whenever you make Instagram posts or Facebook posts, I need you to talk about that. Talk about how you suffered with your depression and how you fixed it or how you're fixing it through what you're doing, through working out, through fixing your nutrition. Just be real and be raw and don't hide anything, because the more honest that you get and the more vulnerable that you get on social media, people will see that, they'll relate with that, and they will know that they can connect with you on a deeper level. Like, for example, I actually suffered with depression and anxiety back in 2017 when me and my husband were going through all that crap. And my anxiety was so bad, I would hide in my closet. And I talk about that on my stories whenever I talk about my anxiety. So you just want people to know that, hey, you're a real person. You're not a robot that's like, join my team.
I love that because I know that you actually suffer from anxiety, like just like me. But here you are.
Oh my God.
She literally, like, first of all, I asked her to do this call today. And like, her anxiety was through the roof. But no, before that, like, for real life anxiety, like, that's just some like fun excitement anxiety. But like, for real life anxiety, like, you still show up and you let people know that the truth. Like, same with me. I actually said today on my story, I was like, I saw this quote today and I wanted to share with you guys. If any of my new followers are here, please don't judge me by what did I say? Don't judge my story by the chapter you just walked in on, basically.
Yes.
Like, personal shit, you know, I'm going through some shit, and I can't be fake. I'm not a fake person. I don't know how to be. So I'm like, this is just who I am right now. I'm still showing up. I'm doing the best thing for me. in my brain. Hopefully you are too. This is what I'm doing to work on myself. But like, imagine if I was just like faking it through life. Like how is that going to help anyone? I want people to know, like, I have anxiety. I have problems, you know, but I care about myself more than those problems. And I'm going to show up, even if it is at 6 o'clock at night or whatever it is. And do you know how many people can relate to that? They're like, oh shit. Like, so she's going through some shit, but she has a community to lean on, and to show up for. Like, literally, I can't even get away with skipping workouts anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. My community, our community is like, hey, I saw that you didn't work out yet. Do you need help? And I'm like, shit. So I talk about that. Like, this sucks, but like, I know how I am without working out and doing the right thing for my brain, and I'm not going there again. So at least I'm going to show up and just walk through this. I'm going to walk through this. And if you want to walk through with me, you know, we're here. We can be here for each other. That is way more relatable than being like, just fake. Like, people can read it. I mean, my people at least can read fake.
For sure.
I don't have any questions, but I did just want to say thank you again. I needed your message today for so many reasons. Katie, actually, her story does remind me a lot of yours. So you have no idea how happy I am to see your face. I knew that your story.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Yes. Oh my God, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. So when somebody tells you no, do you just continue to chat with them? And how long, I mean, I know that you continue to chat with them, but how long do you wait before you invite them again? Do you have a set, or do you just fill them out?
It just depends on the vibe that I get from the person. So there was a girl that I started messaging her because, you know, I liked her vibe, and I was like, so you want to be a part of my group? I sent her my information packet, and she said, I don't think I'd be able to do this right now because of college, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I would love to continue to chat with you because I love having our conversation, and we still chat. And I was going to give it probably a month because I'm showing up every single day, and I see her watching my stories every single day. Like, I see her face. So I was going to ask her in September. I was like, hey, do you want to be a part of my group? No, not like that, but I would bring up a natural invite.
I want to say something about that. So when people say no to me, like I said, it excites me because I'm just sick, honestly. So I'm like, okay. So what I do is I'm like, all right, so let's focus on attracting these people. So when they say no, I'm like, I need to step it up. I need to give more, do more, speak more, show more, all the things. So when people say no, I'm like, it changes me. So I want to say that. And then one more thing about that. Crap, I forget. It happens all the time. Damn it.
You want to make them jealous. FOMO.
That for sure. Yeah. It was good too. Hey, when that happens, hopefully I'll think about it. Maybe somebody else will ask one question and then I'll think about it.
I had asked it a little while back, but do you lead with nutrition when it comes to your invites?
Whenever I invite, I ask them what they want to work on more. So the biggest thing that I have learned that is super important when it comes to inviting is not just focusing on what you are thinking, but to really get to know who you're talking to. So say, what do you struggle with the most? Is it fitness? Is it nutrition? Is it mental health? Is it finding accountability, like time to do it? If they say nutrition, then I will lead with nutrition. If they say I really struggle with motivation to press play on the workouts, then I'll be like, okay, so we start with that. We have 30-minute workouts. We have accountability groups where you can check in on Zoom, and the daily post where you check in. And so it just depends. Like, nutrition is my strong point. However, if somebody tells me that they're struggling with something different, I'm going to help them with that. You know what I mean?
I actually have a question. So when you talk about that, when you start an invite, do you just ask them like what they're wanting to improve in themselves and then move forward, or how do you?
So I'll start my invite with blah, blah, blah. Would you like to be a part of my wellness community? Because we focus on so many different things. And they're like, well, what all do you focus on? And I'm like, well, what do you struggle with the most? You know, so I'll ask them, like, I have this amazing community that I would love for you to be a part of. I love your vibe. And then they ask, what is this community? Like, what do you do? And then I'll give them a little bit of information. You don't want to word vomit, like 100%, you do not want to word vomit on them. Like, we have 1,000 workouts and 30 days of shakes. Like, I just have this community. We focus on fitness and mental health and nutrition, and we have a lot of fun. They're like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what do you struggle with the most? You know, like, you don't want your invite to be all about you. You want your invite to be all about them, because we are here to serve, not to be served, you know? So that's what I got.
I love that so much. What I love so much about Courtney is, like, when she wants to help somebody in some type of way, she'll like research it and study it and then share it. That's a leader. You know, she doesn't take the information for herself and like hoard it. Whatever she learns, and she goes out to, she makes sure, like, it's part of her work now. Like, she will make herself learn something for these people, which is free value, like on another level. And that is, like I said, like, that is a leader right there. And that's how you can tell that somebody cares and they're going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, they're real. They're not just like a Beachbody coach. She's going above and beyond. And that's, again, how people will really trust you. So for this I'm just started a challenge, and I want people to trust me more with the spiritual side of things. So instead of just like staying where I am, which is fine. Like, I'm very great. I'm like with where I am. I know a lot, but like, there's so much more to learn about the whole spiritual side of crystals, angel, like, there's just so much that, like, I need to take the time to study that, to give that back for free value, and to attract people that are like me, if that makes sense. So I need to go above and beyond in that way, because that's what makes me excited, not nutrition. You know, it doesn't make me excited, but like, that's different for everybody. Don't ever compare. Again, like, only talk about what really excites you, because people are so attracted to energy. So if you're like not excited about nutrition, like, people are gonna know. If you're just be the truth, share your truth. Like, nutrition doesn't excite me that much. I basically stick to the same type of meal plan. This is my meal plan. If you need help making one, I can help you. But what I'm really good at is this. Like, this don't have to be fake or lie. It's just like truth. Share your truth. We have a couple more minutes. Let's see.
So what do you do once they hear the price and you're like, no, it's not free, no, I'm good? Or if you get ignored. So my question back to that is, how are you offering your package? Because if you're just leading with, well, I have the workouts and the shakes, and you get shaker cups and you get accountability, here, it's 160. I mean, yeah, I used to get ignored whenever that would happen to me all the time. However, I actually stopped sending them messages about, like, this is what I have. I created an info packet, and in that packet, it leads with my story. It leads with who I was, the explosion, like how I changed and who I am now, and what I offer, and the accountability group. And then at the bottom of that are the pictures of the packages along with what's in it and the cost. And do you know that since I created that info packet and since I led with my story, I have sold more deluxe challenge packs than I ever have. That's actually what people want to purchase more, are the deluxe challenge packs. So if people are ignoring you or giving you price objections, try to change how you're saying it. Because and make sure that they know the value behind that one cost of $219 or $160. Be like, yeah, it's $160, but I'm telling you, you get all of this incredible value and you get access to my community for free where you will make new friends and so much more.
I was just like saying, like, you are so much more than a challenge pack. And this will take time, you know, this will take time. But again, you can put aside the time to become more. You know what I mean? Like, we all have it. I don't know. I've seen a quote or heard a quote, like, we all have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like, all the top coaches that have like 6 kids, whatever, bunch of kids, crazy life, they're doing it. So we can make it happen, and we can put the time aside if we really want to. But again, like, you are the only one that's holding yourself back. So it's either like you want it or you don't. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And again, it's okay to have seasons, because I'm going through one right now. But it's not okay to disappear, because when you disappear, you literally lose like all the trust from your followers. I will never disappear. I will show up with a fucking quote and that's it. I don't care. But I'm still going to show up to let people know, here I am. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going through a freaking weird time right now, but if you're here for me, I'll be here for you no matter what. So, anyway, this was so amazing.
Can I say something?
Yes, please do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Courtney, this was amazing because I am in this spot of my business where things just don't feel good right now. And it's because I know that I need to dive into, like, not the fluff. Like, I think the Success Club tracker is the fluff. And I think who you show up as a coach behind the scenes is like the meat of your business. And I didn't know how to do that. Like, I didn't know, like, where to even start, because I felt like by me like diving into that was me like really reaching out to my customers and my coaches all the time, and that felt gross. And it's just because I had no idea. Like, I'm huge for personal development, so you saying that, like, find your thing, like, I know yours is nutrition, find your thing and like run with that and lead with that and really like show up with that. And having that weekly call with your wellness community, not just like a weekly call with your team, I was just blown away, and that was super helpful. I wrote down so many things, and this is exactly what I've been needing, because through July being a month of just like personal growth and me growth, knowing that a lot of my clients left last year because I didn't know what the fuck to do. Yeah, so it was helpful. And I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that you do the call with your clients as well. Like, it really made me think a lot. Like,
Yeah,
those are our
the
people.
reason I do it,
Those are our
go
people.
ahead. The reason that I do it is, one, because I know how hard it is to show up every single day, especially whenever you don't have the weekly accountability. And these girls are looking up to me, you know, so I'm helping them lead. So I start off with, how did you do this week? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. What challenges did you face this week? How are you going to fix that? And what are you doing today to get you set up for next week? And those are the things that we talk about. And then if we want to hang out more, we hang out more. A lot of times we'll just talk about nothing, and we'll hang out for an hour, and then we'll start off the week great. And since doing that, a lot of my clients have continued to like progress in their progress or in their journeys.
Do you do a live video, or do you do a Zoom?
A Zoom.
That's great. So did you do like a poll in your group being like, what time works best for everybody, basically?
So I only have like a few challengers, so I hang out with them more, and I just knew that around 8 p.m. on Sunday was good for them. But if I had a huge group of 1,500 people like you do, then yeah, it would go full.
Okay, I really love that so much. I feel like it would make everybody feel like very special, and I don't know, I just think that's great. I mean, I do talk to like my girls literally almost every single day, but like I really like that. It kind of feels like it's getting everybody started back up on the right foot for each week, you know what I mean? And then one more thing I wanted to say was the whole like you're more than a challenge pack. Take advantage, guys, of like first of all like your own skills and like what you can do with the time that you do have, like looking up things that you want to help people with, but also like take advantage of what we already have in place for you. Like for Win Your Life, we have you know, literally we have accountability almost all day, literally all day long. We have early morning accountability club that, you know, opens up at 5:30. You can invite to this. We have the spiritual hour with Sarah Prophet every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. You guys can invite to this. This is something way more than a challenge pack that not a lot of people offer. I used to pay a lot of money for angel classes and spiritual classes. This is free included, like included with Win Your Life, with your group as well. You're part of Team Determination. You guys are more than welcome. As well as like Shaddy does a meal planning session, not just a meal planning session. She talks about nutrition and all the things about it almost every Saturday. So like these are the things you could be like, this is what I offer. Way more than a challenge pack, you know, way more than just a basic challenge pack. Anyway, yeah, oh my gosh, Sarah Prophet's amazing. Actually, she reached out to me today. I don't know if she's on this call, but I've been thinking about her a lot lately, and I know that she can read energy, and I know that she can read mine. So I'm like trying to like back away. I didn't want her to say anything to me, but she did. Today she was like, "You're in my heart a lot lately. What's wrong?" I'm like, shit. So I was thinking actually I wanted to talk to her a little bit more and actually get some real help from her. Just so I have more accountability on the spiritual side of things, because that's my heart and passion now. So I want to be able to give back and speak confidently. And the only way I can do that is if I actually dive deep into that. And I gotta work on it. I gotta take the time to do that. So anyway, Courtney, I'm so proud of you. You crushed it. This is like her first of all, I wrote it in the chat. She did her first team call last night for her team. And I was like, what was it about? How'd you do? Can you do it for us? After I heard the topic, and I'm like, this is amazing. So many people need to hear this. It does not seem like your first team call, because you're a goddamn leader. And I knew this since the second I talked to you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll post a recording. I love you guys all so much. And hopefully you guys get into the Diamond Dash and take advantage of the last 2 weeks. Let's like make Team Determination. I want to be like, yeah, we rank advance the most out of everyone. We all can do it. We all can do it, but only if you believe. Okay. So thank you so much again, Courtney. I will talk to you guys all later. Have a good night. Bye, guys.